Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most gut-wrenching films that can turn the toughest bro into a blubbering puddle. We won't be including any animated entries.
Yeah, anytime. They're all welcome here.
Number 20, Gran Torino. In 2008, director Clint Eastwood tapped into a lingering problem that has only worsened over the past few decades: male loneliness. Eastwood stars as Walt Kowalski, a widowed veteran grinding out his final years in self-imposed isolation.
Stay right there. Stay right there. Why can't you people just leave me alone?
Despite his racist and cantankerous demeanor, Walt unexpectedly becomes a mentor figure to his young Hmong neighbors, eventually forming a bond with them. When these neighbors become the target of local gangs, Walt sacrifices his life to save them. Many older men who have racked up a lifetime of regrets deeply resonate with Walt's journey.
I got blood on my hands. I'm soiled. That's why I'm going it alone tonight.
Walt, you take me with you right now. Let me out!
Through his eventual willingness to connect with others and his redemption act of sacrificing himself, Walt's story has the power to bring even the toughest old men to tears. Number 19, Furious 7. After the tragic death of Paul Walker, the seventh film in this franchise was delayed in order to give loved ones time to mourn and the filmmakers time to decide how to respectfully continue without the actor.
Hey, thought you could leave without saying goodbye.
Alongside the movie's resonant themes about the importance of family and friendship, the final scene in particular packs one heck of a heart-wrenching conclusion. As we see Dom and Brian driving alongside each other on an open road, we're treated to flashbacks of times the two shared in prior films. This not only pays tribute to both the character and Paul Walker himself, it also indicates that his memory will never die as they both go their separate ways.
You'll always be with me. And you'll always be my brother.
Number 18, The Pursuit of Happiness. In the 2006 drama The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith showcased his acting prowess with his portrayal of Chris Gardner, a real-life salesman turned broker.
Chris Gardner.
Hi.
Hey, I wanted to drop this off to you personally and make your acquaintance. I thought I'd catch you on the way in.
Okay.
I'd really love the opportunity to sit and discuss what may seem like weaknesses on my application.
Okay, well, we'll start with this, Chris, and we'll call you if we want to sit down.
Yes, sir. You have a great day.
The film captures Chris on a downward spiral, as his lack of success in sales leads to his eviction, plunging him and his young son into poverty and homelessness. Throughout their ordeal, Chris attempts to shield his son from the worst of their financial woes, while maintaining his own dignity. The Pursuit of Happiness is a relatable story about the difficulties of making ends meet in America.
We can't stay here tonight.
Yes, we can. Open the door.
Hey, did you hear what I said? Let's go.
Open the door.
Stop it. Stop it.
It is skillfully written, beautifully acted, and injected with multiple aspects that will surely strike a chord with every working man. Number 17, About Time. About Time is a sci-fi rom-com that manages to perfectly blend both genres. Donald Gleason stars as Tim Lake, who learns that he has inherited the ability to time travel, allowing him to revisit moments in his life and make different choices.
For me, it was always going to be about love. And that summer I walked into the eye of the storm.
Using his power, Tim forges a romance with Rachel McAdams' character and connects with his dad, played by Bill Nye. With their shared time-traveling ability, father and son form a bond that lasts through multiple lifetimes.
How long have we got?
Oh, you know, it could be years.
How long, really?
Weeks, I'm afraid.
Even after his father's death, Tim continues to travel back to see him. Eventually, Tim must choose to abandon his father in the past to protect the existence of his own son. Their parting is bittersweet, and we challenge you to watch the film without sobbing. Number 16, Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. In the history of cinema, there are few connections as pure as that between a boy and his dog.
What if he doesn't understand? What if he thinks I abandoned him or something?
Are you kidding? He's gonna be so busy chasing horses and bothering chickens, and you're gonna be busy. There's tons of stuff for both of you guys to do.
There's tons of stuff we can do here, together.
Baby boomers got their collective heart broken when Travis Coates had to put down his beloved family dog, Old Yeller. For Gen X and elder millennials, Homeward Bound is the dog film that brought them to tears. Two dogs and a cat accidentally get separated from their human family and are forced into a grueling journey through the wilderness to return home.
I told you, I'm going home.
You can't be serious.
I have to go. Peter might be in trouble.
They survive many dangers, from bears and mountain lions to river rapids, and finally make it home. This heartfelt reunion is certainly capable of bringing a tear to the eye of any man with even half a heart. Number 15. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Steven Spielberg's E.T. was a pop culture cornerstone in the childhoods of 80s kids.
We're here. We are here. Where are you from?
It's the quintessential kids on bikes story, and arguably has one of the saddest scenes from the entire decade. After befriending a young boy and his friends, a friendly alien, E.T., is captured by shady government agents. He's strapped to a table in front of his young friend as they run medical experiments. The not-so-tender actions of the government appear to lead our intrepid little extraterrestrial to his demise. Seeing a little boy mourn his alien friend is utterly heartbreaking. Even when E.T. comes back to life, their tearful goodbye is too emotional to endure without crying. Number 14. Armageddon. The 1990s were filled with summer blockbusters that featured one apocalyptic event after another. This genre was capped off with 1998's Armageddon.
It's unbelievable.
Well, actually, this is as real as it gets. Well, it's coming right now. Right for us at 22,000 miles an hour.
In the movie, a team of oil rig operators led by a grizzled Bruce Willis and his right-hand man Ben Affleck embark into space to save the world. The lads land on the surface of a world-killer asteroid set to destroy it, but the trip exacts a heavy toll, claiming the lives of half the squad. Ultimately, it is Willis who makes the ultimate sacrifice.
I wish I could be there to walk you down the aisle. But I'll look in on you from time to time, okay, honey?
His emotional goodbyes to his daughter and his future son-in-law were truly heartbreaking to audiences. Set to Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, the two scenes were serious tearjerkers for late 90s men. Number 13. Rudy. We all have a dream, and that's what makes this film based on a true story so powerful. Rudy wants nothing more than to play football at the University of Notre Dame, despite a series of overwhelming odds and unexpected roadblocks.
Hell of a job, kid. Chasing down your dream.
I don't care what kind of job I did. If it doesn't produce results, it doesn't mean anything.
As we watch Rudy struggle to convince the school to admit him, we really begin to feel for his hardship while simultaneously rooting for him based on his undying determination. Once Rudy finally achieves what he wanted to do, don't be surprised if you find yourself standing and cheering for his accomplishment. As we all know, it can be a struggle working towards a goal, and the pride that comes with achieving it is unmatched. Number 12. Logan. Who would have expected a movie about an aged mutant with razor-sharp claws and a wicked temper to hit us right in the feels?
And it is better this way. Because I suck at this. Bad shit happens to people I care about. You understand me?
Well, thanks to director James Mangold's smart decision to move away from superheroics for a more personal tale about family and redemption, this third solo Wolverine flick was just as emotionally moving as it was extremely violent. Whether you have tears of joy from seeing Logan's triumphant berserker rages one last time, or a bawling one from the loving bond he creates with Laura, this is one comic book movie that tugs at the heartstrings far more than many of its counterparts.
There's no going back. Right or wrong, it's a brand that sticks.
Number 11, Dead Poets Society. Dead Poets Society is a story about a group of young boys at an elite New England boarding school. Living away from their families at a formative age, they are desperate, even if they don't know it, for an encouraging father figure. They find him in Robin Williams' Mr. Keating.
Tear out the entire introduction. I want it gone. History. Leave nothing of it. Rip it out. Rip! Be gone, J. Evans Pritchard, Ph.D.
They find him in Robin Williams' Mr. Keating. Keating is their poetry teacher who teaches the young boys how to think for themselves in an institution pushing conformity. He introduces them to the concept of seizing the day in their own lives, incidentally popularizing the Latin phrase carpe diem. When Keating is forced to leave his position, the students signal their allegiance to him in a heartfelt but ultimately futile scene.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Number 10, It's a Wonderful Life. In addition to being a Christmas classic, Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life is a harrowing tale about the difficulties in achieving stability in America.
Dear Father in heaven, I'm not a praying man, but if you're up there and you can hear me, show me the way.
The protagonist, George Bailey, spends his life sacrificing his own aspirations to support his family and community. His selflessness costs him dearly, pushing his family business to the brink of insolvency. At this dark moment, George considers taking his own life, but is stopped by an angel named Clarence, who shows him all the good he's contributed.
I want to live again. Please, God, let me live again.
This low point is shockingly emotional for a movie made in 1946. When the community ultimately rallies around George, it's hard not to tear up at the thought of good deeds finally being rewarded. Number 9, Rocky IV. In Rocky III, the heavyweight champ loses everything. Clubber Lang takes his title, and a heart attack takes the life of his trainer and surrogate father, Mickey.
We did it. We did it. We did it. You don't have to worry about nothing no more. Everything's gonna be okay, Mickey.
It's only by befriending and training with his former rival, Apollo Creed, that Rocky makes it back to the top. That friendship blossoms in Rocky IV. Apollo invites Rocky to be his cornerman when taking on the giant Soviet Ivan Drago. Despite Rocky's protestations, Apollo underestimates his adversary and pays the ultimate price.
Outburst! Stop the fight! The referee tries to step in and he's thrown across the ring.
His death is an absolute shock for Rocky and the audience, who are both forced to mourn him throughout the film. When Rocky's rage transforms into grace and a call for peace, it's impossible not to be moved. Number 8, The Green Mile. The concept of a personal journey during life in prison isn't a new one, as it's been done several times in movies, as in the other Stephen King tale, the Oscar-nominated Shawshank Redemption.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
However, we'd argue that The Green Mile delivers its heartfelt message more effectively. Much of this can be attributed to stellar performances from Tom Hanks and Michael Clarke Duncan, as we watch their characters bond and share their personal experiences and perspectives.
It's like pieces of glass in my head all the time. Can you understand?
Yes, John, I think I can.
The subject matter is dark, but if the film successfully teaches us anything, it's to hold on to hope, even in the direst of situations. If that's not worthy of shedding a tear or two, then what is? Number 7, Warrior. Brothers fight. It's just sibling nature. But to have to square off in a brutal MMA cage fight is another thing entirely. Warrior establishes that the relationship between brothers Tommy and Brendan hasn't exactly been all that buddy-buddy, with a great deal of distance created between them over the years.
God, man, I don't understand this. What,
So you won't forgive me, but you forgave Pop.
Despite their estranged family dynamics, as well as dozens of punches and kicks they toss at each other's faces, these two brothers manage to put their differences aside and realize how much they actually care for one another. It's a stunning display of the unconditional love found in brotherhood and packs quite the punch. Number 6. Forrest Gump. Watching the life, struggles, and triumphs of Forrest Gump is enough to make even the most stoic, burly man bawl his eyes out.
I happen to believe you make your own destiny. You have to do the best with what God gave you.
What's my destiny, Mom?
You're gonna have to figure that out for yourself.
Tom Hanks is no stranger to emotionally charged films, like the epic drama Castaway. But it's his tender, kind-hearted performance as Mr. Gump, a man born a little different, but still with a heart of gold, who's trying to find his place in the world, that hits way harder. Whether Forrest is explaining to Jenny how he understands the concept of love, meeting his son, or summing up life with a box of chocolates, this man brings up some valuable life lessons, and we should bring along some tissues.
I miss you, Jenny. If there's anything you need, I won't be far away.
Number 5. Interstellar. When Earth's resources are exhausted, former NASA pilot Cooper has no choice but to help in a reconnaissance mission to find a new planet for humanity to call home.
Mankind was born on Earth. It was never meant to die here.
Saving the human race means Cooper has to leave his family behind, which includes his young daughter Murph, with whom he shares an incredibly strong bond. Any fathers watching in particular would feel the weight of having to leave their child for a greater good. Pouring even more salt in the wound, Cooper receives video messages from Earth and has to witness all the events he is missing in his daughter's life, with one scene having to break him down entirely, and we're inclined to join him.
And today I'm the age you were when you left. So it would be a real good time for you to come back.
Number 4. Brian's Song. Sports are recognized for developing friendships and bringing people together despite the difficulties of modern life. Nowhere is this more evident than in Brian's Song, an ABC TV movie that was later released in theaters.
I think it's working. It was working. I'm getting you overconfident.
Based in the mid-'60s, when racial tension was highly prevalent within American society, football players Brian and Gail shatter all societal norms of their day by forming an unbreakable friendship despite the colors of their skin. Their shared connection served as a symbol of civility and harmony in an era that otherwise frowned upon it. Both men stayed by one another's side through all trials and tribulations, including Brian developing cancer. Now that's a true bromance right there.
Of what then? I'm trying again.
Number 3. Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan was so realistic, the Department of Veteran Affairs had to create a specific hotline for World War II vets who were traumatized by it.
Sir, I don't have a good feeling about this one.
When was the last time you felt good about anything?
Even those who never saw war would struggle to hold back tears. By forcing the audience deep into the trenches, they are made to share in the experience of this squad of soldiers. With each member's death, viewers begin to feel like they're losing a personal friend. Like Schindler's List before it, Spielberg expertly compels his audience to confront the harsh realities of war.
They're tank busters, sir. P-51s.
Angels on our shoulders.
From the sorrow of watching many perish during the Holocaust to the horror of soldiers witnessing their comrades fall, Spielberg brought men across America to tears. Number 2. Goodwill Hunting. In this extremely personal story about finding your place in the world and moving on from the hardships of life, there's no shortage of moments to send waterfalls flowing out from your eyes.
You don't know about real loss, because that only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself. I doubt you've ever dared to love anybody that much.
As we learn more about Will's family difficulties in life, we feel more connected with him and whatever pain he goes through, and we fully sympathize. Take your pick for the saddest scene, but most would agree it's the powerfully acted and written "It's Not Your Fault" sequence.
It's not your fault, all right? It's not your fault.
With all that in mind, it's not your fault either if you end up crying during this movie. Grab a buddy and hug it out. It'll be okay.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Field of Dreams. Iowa farmer Ray Kinsella is a simple man who one day hears voices urging him to build something, which Ray interprets as a baseball field. He sets up a baseball diamond in his cornfield, and before he knows it, baseball stars of the past like Shoeless Joe Jackson visit him. Despite others taunting him and the fact that it threatens to send him into bankruptcy, Ray maintains the field. In the end, this field of dreams allows Ray to learn more about himself than he ever imagined. It also provides him with the chance to introduce his daughter to her grandfather, as he ends up being one of the many visitors on the field.
This is my daughter, Karen. Karen, this is John.
Hi, John.
Hiya, Karen.
Do you consider yourself a macho man, yet always reach for the tissue box during a specific movie? Share that favorite tearjerker of yours in the comments below.
Are you surprised at my tears, sir? Strong men also cry. Strong men also cry.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.